Hi, I'm Joan-Newcomb, and I want to talk about talking with dead people today. Um, the subtitle of this is What Happens When You Die. I had an experience about 5 years ago where somebody I knew died. I'm going to turn this screen off so it doesn't distract me. And I've been an energy worker and an intuitive reader for like 27 years, so I had real strong opinions and metaphysical training about what happens after death and communicating with non-physical beings and yada yada. And what happened was different. I felt this person at the moment of their passing. I didn't know that they had passed. They had actually been out riding their bicycle and was hit by a car. And in fact, he didn't have any ID on him, so people, even family didn't know for 3 days. All I knew, I was sitting in a chair and felt this wave of energy run through me, gave me the heebie-jeebies, and I slept with the lights on for the next 3 days. And then for the next week, I had these various thoughts running through my head about this person. I found out the next week that he had passed. The other thing that happened in the time preceding going back to where he lived for the memorial, I started having trouble focusing, and I remembered he'd always used glasses. I was picking things up to drink things with my left hand, and I'm not left-handed, and I'd forgotten that he was. We had known each other 25 years before, and I would drive my car hunched over, and I remembered he had really long torso, and that's how he used to drive his car. And I started getting communication too, part of the thing about not being able to see well was there was some confusion on his part about seeing. Because what happens when you pass is you don't have a physical body, so you don't have physical eyes to interpret this realm with anymore. You're seeing things purely as energy. And so it takes a little while, I think, to get oriented to that. I also got the impression that I was probably, I was the only one in his sphere that works on this level, and so was able to acknowledge his existence. The other thing that started happening was I started seeing silver PT Cruisers, and which was the car that hit him. And not just when you think of some kind of car and then you just start noticing it, but a friend and I were driving down to a remote area down on the Columbia Gorge, and we were driving along this road that didn't have any traffic on it, and 2 silver PT Cruisers passed us. And actually we had stopped at a Fred Meyer in Vancouver, Washington, the last big city, and she was driving, and she pulled up next to a silver PT Cruiser that was parked, and I didn't say anything at the time, and I didn't say anything when we passed these 2 silver PT Cruisers, and then we pulled into a gas station right after that, and there was another one, and that's when she said something that she had just seen these 3 silver PT Cruisers. It's like, is there a convention or something? And to me, it was a spiritual symbol, which used to freak me out at first. I used to get kind of hysterical seeing it, and then later on I realized that it was his way of indicating instant joy. Because when you actually pass from the physical to the non-physical, it is an ecstatic experience. It is returning into joyousness. Your body doesn't hurt anymore because it's dead. You're not in it anymore. So if you think about it, it's really, this is the thing that has nerve endings that hurts, and actually it's your personality level that has emotions and regrets and obsessions. So all that negative stuff just does pass when you pass. The other thing I noticed was because he went suddenly, I felt his presence almost physically, almost 9 months afterwards. So my sense is that there's a gestational period when people cross over, just like there's a gestational period when you come into body. I mean, you've got a body, but your mom's pregnant with you. So same thing happens when you leave. And I think if you die of a long illness or you're very old, some of that gestational process happens while you're still in the physical. And then if you die suddenly, you have that same thing kind of go on, but you're in the non-physical.